Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. I'm Kalikaiz. Today I'm playing Poison Storm with Infectious Inquiry, giving my opponent a poison counter. I'm going to proliferate those poisons onto them with things like Contentious Plan, Experimental Augury, Steady Progress, and even Vivisurge's Insight. We're just going to draw cards and win the game. It's going to be sweet. I am going to be playing this instead of my old faithful High Tide because that just got banned. So we're trying to play a full-on creatureless version of a combo deck. This is more of like a plotting, control-y combo deck where you're trying to buy time with Weather the Storm and Snap. And then if we ever get our Pentad Prism in play, that works out to be like a cost reducer. We're going to just chain off and try to go through our opponents. In the sideboard, some Fairy Macabres for Spy, Breath Weapon for the Rally Red deck, Dispel for opposing Pyroblast or control decks. And then we have Brain the Ending underneath that, which works for things like the Initiative or Creatures, and Serene Heart for Bogles. Let's see if it'll work out. I'll see you in the matches. The Pauper Underground Jackpot Series is back in Calgary, the Stampede City. 33 events across 3 stores lead to a January finals with thousands in prizes and a custom Western trophy buckle. The community and Discord rocks, so check it out at the links below and be part of the upcoming home of Pauper in Canada. Thanks for watching. Did you know you could get sideboard guides on patreon.com/Kalikaiz? And did I mention you can get early access to videos on the YouTube page in the membership section? And if you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. Round 1, we're on the play. Let's see. Seems good enough. Let's keep. So I can just lead on the Scary. Snap is available. In a couple of turns, we have Cryogen Relic, maybe off the Peat Bog. Let's play the Scary and pass. And I had to go no cam today, unfortunately, so apologizes for that. Apologies. Opponent looks to be on Jund Wildfire. So let's go ahead and lay out the Cryogen Relic. We'll draw a card. We found the Lotus Petal. They could also be on Affinity. And one of the reasons to play this deck is because of Wildfire theoretically coming back because of the perceived lack of High Tide. Although High Tide wasn't really super prevalent in the metagame regardless. The Twisted Landscape means it is Jund Wildfire. They play Nile Spellbomb, which I don't care about, luckily. This turn, I can cycle for an island and then play the Contentious Plan. Find a Steady Progress off the top. I'll cycle, grab an island, play the island, play the Contentious Plan. We're back to having mana in play. Can't proliferate onto my opponent. They have no counters. I mean, I could proliferate onto them. Let's pass. This is the free matchup in the metagame at the moment. Or hopefully. Depends how many Duresses they're playing at this point. They fetch out a Forest, plays a Swamp. They're going to Fanatical Offering the Spellbomb, paying the extra black, so they'll draw 3 cards, going to 8 cards. It's a little risky to be doing that. They'll have to discard in hand size, but I suppose that doesn't matter. Maybe they're flooded. My turn. Play the Woodlot. Now we get to tap only 3 lands to cast a 5-drop and draw 3 cards. And it will be my opponent's turn. I also have 8 cards, so I will play out the Petal. On the next turn, I just drew the Pentad Prism, so we're going to start chaining. The only thing I'm really looking for at this point would be the Poison spell. And I chose to play only 4 of those in the deck, which I think is fine. Opponent discarded a Toxin Analysis. That makes sense. I suppose if they know that they're up against Poison Storm, they can draw a ton of cards and just discard all their removal spells and stuff like that. It's part of the reason we want to play a creatureless combo, just to blank your opponent's stuff. Another Spell Bomb. They didn't find land 4. Sweet. Discards another Toxin Analysis. We'll go ahead and play the Prism off the non-blue lands. We're trying to maximize the blue mana in play, although I will just be tapping all my lands anyway to cast the Vivisurge's Insight again. Trying to maximize the number of proliferation spells that I have remaining. We did draw the Infectious Inquiry, play land, and we can go black, cast the Inquiry. Now I have to discard to hand size as well, but I really wanted to do that before my opponent could find any number of like Duresses. I'll pass, I'll discard Island and a Snap. I'd rather have the Depletion lands in play anyway. My opponent plays a Swamp. Now they are able to play a Writhing Chrysalis if they have it. And there it is. They're going to use the counters for Nick or Wellspring, so it's sort of like they got a 0 mana Wellspring there. Especially because I'm probably going to snap this Chrysalis. Let's just tap all our mana. I'll start by going Lorien Revealed, draw 3 cards. If I find another Pentad, that would be the best case scenario. We didn't find a Pentad. I'll play out a Lotus Petal, cast a Contentious Plan. Don't really want to proliferate onto the Writhing Chrysalis. I'll proliferate everything else. Make a mana, bounce the Chrysalis, and then we will draw with the Contentious Plan. It's a 1 mana spell because it adds mana back via the Pentad Prism. Opponent's at 3 poison. On a Woodlot, I will cast a Steady Progress. 4 poison for you. We're storming. Storm is currently 6. Don't really want to waste all the rest of my mana, so I will just go ahead and cast a Weather the Storm for 21, making it impossible for them to do anything. And then for future refurbs here, we would just discard the Weather the Storms. My opponent recasts the Writhing Chrysalis, maps onto the Chrysalis, finding a land finally, so they can make their 5th land drop here. 7 cards in hand. My turn. We'll tap our mana again, cast an Infectious Inquiry, draw 2 cards, you go to 4 poison, play the Scary out. I will progress, go to 5 poison, and proliferate. Then I'm gonna just bounce the Chrysalis again. Get out of here. Then I think I will use the Woodlot and the Scary, cast Lorien Revealed. Okay, we found a Prism. Now it's storm time. Cast the Pentad. This makes the Experimental Augury 0 mana. Pew pew. Cast Experimental Augury. Storm is 7. Take Infectious Inquiry. Go to 6 poison, and we just proliferate like crazy. And at this point, we are fine to be done with our actions. Maybe it's fine. Like, I don't know. We don't really need to weather the storm, but why not? Q. So currently I have the Infectious Inquiry for draw 2. Cryogen Relic is a 4 mana draw 2. This Cryogen Relic in play is a 2 mana draw 2, or draw 1. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards I can draw on the following turn. And my opponent has done nothing that affects the game. Wahaha. They sacrifice a spawn to play a Writhing Chrysalis. They're sacrificing some more spawns. I guess just 1. We're going to be looking out for a Troublemaker Oof post board, so okay, they Cleansing Wildfire their bridge to get another basic out of their deck. Suppose it'll be a forest. They grabbed a mountain. There's a refurb. We'll discard Weather the Storm. Just going to tap all my mana again. Cast Infectious Inquiry. Draw. Cast Infectious Inquiry. You go to 8. Cast Contentious Plan. Go to 9. Alright, proliferate everything. And experiment. They concede. It was so funny when you play these kinds of spell-based combo decks. Your opponents generally concede right before the end. So Snap is medium, but it helps us with their big mana plays, tempos them quite a bit. I think Weather the Storms can probably mostly come out or all the way come out. We'll try cutting all the Weather the Storms, 1 Snap, bringing in 3 Bring the Ending, and 2 Dispels. Maybe I'll even cut a Lotus Petal for another Dispel. I had gone up to 17 lands here and cut a Lotus Petal for the Sandstone Needle. So let's see. Cryogen Relic, I think, is going to be a way for me to just nullify their attackers. Alright, we have a pretty solid hand here. Let's keep. We're looking to play the Inquiry on turn 2 if possible. Trying to fade a Duress that could take the Lorien Revealed or the Infectious Inquiry. My opponent mulligans to 6. Okay, they play a red bridge. Cleansing Wildfire is an option for them. We'll play out the Peat Bog, pass a turn, giving them an opportunity to Wildfire my bridge, I suppose. They play the Swamp. Wildfire my depletion land. Play Gixian Infiltrator. Alright, I see you. Infectious Inquiry. Play out the Sandstone Needle. The Woodlot, not very good now that I've taken out my Weather the Storms. They play a Nile Spellbomb and a Swamp. Their plan is to try and kill me with this Gixian Infiltrator. That means that I need to find Cryogen Relic or something. Okay, this will be 3 damage this turn. Luckily for me, they're already poisoned. They play out a Krark-Clan Shaman. So I think I just use this Scary for an Experimental Augury, looking for Snap or Pentad. If I find a Snap, I can snap this, and then I can cycle for an island and then snap it. Go Experimental Augury. I'll take, I guess, another Augury. Poison you. Cycle for an island. And we will try another Experimental Augury. Take the Cryogen Relic. I'll poison you. Then on this following turn, we're going to go Cryogen Relic, and let's see, it puts one stun counter on their creature. I'd have to draw another land for the stun counter to stick around. They get in for 4. I know that they could sacrifice 3 things to make this a 6 power creature. So I suppose I'm still looking for that snap. They let me go to draw phase. I'll try an experimental augury. Take the Viviser's Insight, put you to 4, cast the Cryogen Relic. We draw a card. There's the snap. A little late. I'll play the Peat Bog. 1, 2, 3. So what happens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Alright, we're not dead. We're close to dead. If they have Writhing Chrysalis, they put me to 1, I believe. They play an Ichor Wellspring. They have 5 artifacts on the table. Okay, they Wildfire my Scary. Grab an island. They get in for 3. 4 damage. Let's start by tapping out the Gixian. Draw a card. Casts a Steady Progress. Gixian has 2 counters. Play the Woodlot. I'll pass the turn. We will discard the Woodlot. Opponent will put me to 6 with the Kalikaiz Shaman. Wonder how many Pyroblasts they have available. They sacrifice a Wellspring to draw a card. Their Kalikaiz Shaman will die. Draws another card. Plays a land. Refurbish Familiar. We'll discard the Hecray Woodlot. And then it looks like they're playing a Fanatic Offering, sacrificing a land. If they have double Pyro and Pretty Host, Duress, they can take my Dispel. They take the Snap, maps onto the Gixian. Let's lead on Experimental Augury, looking for Prophetic Prism, or Pentad Prism. We found it. You put a counter on the Gixian. Alright, easy. Pentad Prism. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, Contentious Plan. 7. Alright. We have a Snap. Blue, snap the Refurb. Let's actually just Contentious Plan. 8 mint. They've got 8 poison on them. Down to Scary. So now I can snap the Refurb, untap, and then cast the Viviser's Insight. Continue proliferating onto your creature. You go to 9 poison. And I don't have... Oh, they concede once again at 9 poison. They're over it. We'll see in round 2. Round 2 versus Alexander Weber. PFP member. I think I keep this. We have a turn 2 Infectious Inquiry, but we have to find a land. Lay out the Woodlot Pass. The problem would be if they are on a blue deck. They like to play blue decks. They're on burn. So I do need to find a land. We're just going to go for it. Maybe I should augury looking for a land, actually. Take the island. We'll proliferate here. Play the island. And then we can play Cryogen Relic. Nice. Okay. Our opponent Lava Darts me. They must be on Madness Burn. Plays a Kessig Flame Breather. I'm looking for another land. We did find it. We'll go ahead and snap the Flame Breather. Untap. And then cast the Infectious Inquiry. That's risky. I think I should play the Steady Progress. Just to make sure I don't lose my mana. Alright, we found a Saprosan Scary. That's good. So this turn we can Cryogen Relic into Infectious Inquiry. They play a Flame Breather again. And an Epicure. No sense in tapping it down. We'll go Infectious Inquiry. Draw. Finding an Insight. Play a Cryogen Relic. Draw. A little risky here. We need snaps into Weather the Storms. Being at 16, facing down what we've got on the other side of the board, I'm just feeling pretty nervous. We do have a Scary coming up. Don't really think I have anything good in the sideboard. This would be a matchup. Oh, geez. Second Flame Breather. So this is 3, 6, 9. Let's see. So I don't know how I win. I have to rip really crazy. Rip like a insane hand. Okay. Land progress. We found the Pentad, but we're not going to get there. Okay. So this deck, I'm looking to probably just die, to be honest. Breath Weapon's not going to be very good. We kind of need the Dispels. Maybe the Cryogen Relic just can't do it. We bring in 4 Dispels. That cuts down my total card draw package by quite a bit, but Don't think that I can really afford to do anything else. All right, game 2 on the play. Mulligan. All right, we keep, I think. Get rid of a snap. Play the land, pass a turn. Our opponent plays a mountain. We'll play a land. So if they tap out here, I'm going to cast the augury. Turn 2. They're going to grab the prize, discarding a lava dart. I'll experimental augury. I will take this Pentad Prism, I think. And then Pentad Prism into progress. Looking for a land. We found a land. Sweet. I have Dispel for Smash the Smithereens or something. Attempted to Dispel. If opponent Pyroblasts back, then they can't Pyroblast my Vivid Surgeon's Insight. I'll attempt a Contentious Plan. Here they have a Pyroblast. Let's steady progress in response. See if I can find a Dispel. Did not. I'll Contentious Plan here. And we found a land. Okay. Now I have to kind of buy my time, looking for a position where I can... Ooh, they just slam a Gutter Snipe. Let's cast Vivid Surgeon's Insight then. Alright, done. We snap the Gutter Snipe. Untap. Cast another Vivid Surgeon's Insight. They concede. Wow. They were afraid of the card draw. No changes sideboarding. We're just going to resubmit. And we have a turn 2 Inquiry. Got steady progress. We have Weather the Storm. There's a lot of opportunities here. Wow, we found the Pentad Prism. That's a very good rip. Assuming they tap out, we Pentad Prism into Augury. Hopefully they don't have a Snacker. There's a Snacker off the Highway Robbery. Alright, so we're trying to fade Smash the Smithereens. Second Pentad. Okay, Pentad into Experimental Augury. Take Lorien, and I'll pass. They play Volder and Epicure. They get in for a 3. They go for a smash. So I'll cast Weather Storm. Alright, so that got smashed. Land, play the Pentad, and then we Inquiry. Pass the turn. We have another Pentad Prism. What do I want to do here? They have a Faithless Suiting. Currently we're at 18. We're going to go to 14 just from the attacks. They discard 2 mountains. They attack in. Can we assume that they have Pyroblast then? Play a Saprosan Scary, play a Pentad. They have a Bolt. I'm at 11. They're just going to kill me on the next turn, I think. They get in for 4, going to 7. 3 cards in hand. Bolt Fire Blast is lethal. They're passing the turn. Okay, so you're saying there's a chance, I suppose? I will try a steady progress. Fire Blast. Okay. We'll bounce the Sneaky Snacker. I mean, this deck was efficient enough to deal with Tide. I think we're behind the times. They'll put me to 5. They have Snacker in hand. They can discard to bring it back. Or they can discard into Faithless Looting. Or they can just cast their Lightning Bolts. They go for discard. Plays a Epicure to put me to 4. Checking for the F6. But I'm not bluffing. I'm just taking the F6 value. My turn. Contentious Plan would be a good draw. They're going to upkeep Fire Blast me for lethal. We found the Weather Storm. I will try to cast Lorien Revealed. I'm out. They got a Pyro. Lightning Bolt, okay. Cast Weather Storm. Somehow I didn't die, but really low on resources. I've had to burn a Pentad. We'll play the Woodlot, pass the turn. I'm at 12 life. They discard the Snacker. Discarding a mountain, Snacker will return. Gets in for 3. We can make a mana. Guess I start with Contentious Plan. Pyroblast from the opponent. They're not going to Pyroblast. Okay. They're going to use the blood. I'm going to snap the Snacker again. And then untap 2 islands. And cast Steady Progress. See if I can find a weather again. Go to 3 poison. I'll draw a card. Infectious Inquiry. That is not a weather. This puts me to 6 life. They cast a Highway Robbery. They get to discard the Snacker and return double Snacker. I think this deck is a little OP, but it's fine. My deck is not OP. It's just trying to do the thing. Trying to punish those mid-rangers. Let's see if you have a Fire Blast. GG. See you in round 3. We're here in round 3. So we know that maybe we can't actually beat Mono Red Madness with the current setup. It's just too strong. I've got a couple auguries, the Peat Bog available. We'll try it. No, a mountain. Clockwork. So it's not the same burn deck, but it is a burn deck. And we're playing a pretty slow deck. Cryogen Relic doesn't help very much. So the best thing that I could possibly draw would be the Pentad Prism. Post board, I do have Breath Weapon to go along with my Weather the Storms. They've got a Rally at the Hornberg, gets in for 3. So probably 99% to have a Bushwhacker on the following turn. Let's cast the Experimental Augury. See if I can find a Pentad. Weather the Storm. Okay, I will pass. The Snap would be solid because we could get rid of the Human Soldier token. Probably want to play the Woodlot, a Synthesizer, and find a Mountain. So they made a mistake in playing the Mountain previous to the Synthesizer. They lost out on value there. They're going to get in for 4. This is 10 damage if they attack with the Bushwhacker right now. Let's try the Experimental Augury. I think I have to take the Lorien Revealed, but it's not good. I'll play the Woodlot, and I'm going to pass and hope that I don't die this turn. On the next turn, I can play Land, Relic, Petal, Weatherstorm, which would be for 12. They play an Epicure, so this is 11. I'm at 11 life. Bushwhacker is lethal, but they use the Blood token to discard a Great Furnace, so no Bushwhacker at the moment. We'll go to 7. Another Lotus Petal is good. I'll play Cryogen Relic, draw a card. We found a Pentad. Play the Pentad. Then we'll go Petal, Lotus Petal, Lotus Petal. Make a blue, play Cryogen Relic. Best draw would be a 2-mana Proliferation. We find Infectious Inquiry. I will cast the Weather the Storm. Plus 18 life. So that's a solid exchange, I guess. We're back sort of where we started, but they've got a decent board. We can like turn 1 or 2 of them off with the Cryogen Relics. And they found the Bushwhacker. No, okay. They top decked a Burning Tree Emissary. You can tell because they were paying costs. Into a Bushwhacker. No, they cracked the Synthesizer, finding Metamorphose. So they chose to take into the event the top 2 list from the Super Qualifier. I'm still looking for a Proliferation. We found a Steady Progress, so cast Progress. And then we'll go Infectious Inquiry. They're finally poisoned. I think I'm super dead to Bushwhackers. Interesting. Let's play the Woodlot, play out another Pentad, and then we're going to go crazy on the next turn, hopefully. 18, 2, 4, 6, 10, 11. Fade the Bushwhacker. Can we do it? Tomb Raider from the opponent. That's 13 damage coming in. We'll be at 5. No, 7. Okay. I miscounted. Start with a Contentious Plan. We'll boop you to 2. Boop. Got a decent amount of colored sources this way. I'll play Experimental Augury, taking the Vivisear's Insight, mostly because now that's just a 3-mana spell. We've been mana neutral here for a second. Blue, Insight, draw 3. Got another Prism. Not amazing. Play the scary blue Snap on your Samurai. They just F6 through it. I like that. Untap. We'll draw 3, hoping for the best. We found Vivisear's Insight and Infectious Inquiry. So the only thing I can do is play the Inquiry and hope that I draw a Weather Storm. We drew a Snap. So I can like snap this, tap. Okay, I can snap a token, untap, and then use the Cryogen to tap this. And if the top deck is the Weather Storm, we live. It was a Contentious Plan. Is the next one a Weather Storm? We found 1 weather in the top 29. Bummer. On to the next. So here we have a pretty solid plan of Breath Weapon plus Weather Storm. They're going to be bringing in Pyroblast most likely. So Breath Weapon and Dispel. We probably cut the Snaps, cut the Cryogen Relics. Cryogen Relic has just not been looking very good overall. It's really good versus decks like Terror or the Guardians deck where it becomes kind of just a removal spell. Maybe I'll go to 2 Dispels and 2 Relics. Let's try. We're on the play here. Game 2. I suppose I'm going to keep this. This is an interesting hand. We're really not accomplishing very much for a while. Play the Peat Bog. Drawing a Lotus Petal would allow me to cast the Infectious Inquiry and then pass the next turn. Trying to hold up the Weather Storm. They play a Great Furnace, so they're starting off on Clockwork, not Tomb Raider. That's, I guess, decent for me. I'll play this Scary out. Looks like my opponent is going to Burning Tree. They Burning Tree number 1 and Rally. A lot of damage. Play the Woodlot. Cast the Experimental Augury. My only option is Dispel here. Ugh. Rough. My opponent plays a land into the Bushwhacker. Is that lethal? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the average... It looks like our format has fully slowed down after High Tide ban. Alright. Surely that will affect it. I'm not salty. You're salty. We'll see in round 4. Round 4 versus Airplay. If I assume they're on burn, this hand's terrible, so let's mulligan. Okay. Average experience with Poison Storm. I'll get rid of Weather and Lorien. Island? Weather? Mostly just looking to cast the Infectious Inquiry here. Opponent plays a Swamp. Nezumi Link Breaker. We probably can't win this matchup either. They're going to come out a bit fast, but I guess Snap can be decent versus their Carrion Feeders and whatnots. Plays a Carrion Feeder and a Link Breaker. They're going to get in for 1. On my turn, I find an Experimental Augury. I'll go ahead and cast the Infectious Inquiry. Try and get the ball rolling. What do I do here? They sacrifice the Link Breaker to make the Carrion Feeder bigger. And then they make it a 3/3. Plays a Mortician Beetle and an Infestation Sage. Makes the Carrion Feeder a 5/5, and then I suppose they double sack. Doing some things. It's a 7/5. It is now 8/5. I can cycle for an island, play the Lotus Petal, snap the Carrion Feeder, cast the Experimental Augury. I wonder if they want to just sack both things and get in. And then they'll try to, like, kill me. We take 9. Ooh, Cryogen Relic actually pretty solid. Cycle for an island, play the Lotus Petal, attempt to snap, resolves, okay. We will cast Experimental Augury. I think I have to take the Progress, okay. I will pass the turn. My opponent plays the Carrion Feeder out. They'll attack and put me to 3 life. I'll play the Pentad Prism, and then play Contentious Plan. So I've got mana. I will attempt to snap the Mortician Beetle. They can sacrifice it, and then if they top deck a creature, I'm dead because they have 2. They have a Supernatural Stamina in hand. I also die. Okay, they sacrifice it. They've got a 2/2. So we're trying to fade. Just want them to have only swamps in hand. Nope. GG. So post board, Breath Weapon, combined with the snaps, maybe can get it done. Cryogen Relic. I like the fact that it can tap down their creature, their big creature. Just feels like we came out of the gate too slow. Maybe I cut the Weather Storms. I'll just trim around. Alright, try again. Alright, post board. Cannot keep. Okay, we have a Breath Weapon, nobody cast it. We're keeping. We'll lead on Peat Bog, pass the turn. And then I suppose we'll try the Infectious Inquiry turn 2. We have to take a turn off to Woodlot, and then we can study progress. When it will lead on a 1-drop, Shambling Ghast. Now that I drew the Inquiry, I will play the Woodlot, which allows me to have 5 mana on turn 3 for Inquiry plus Augury. They play a Swamp. We'll take 1 damage from the Shambling Ghast. What's next? They Village Rites it. They make a treasure token, so back to 2 mana in play, or available. They play a Shambling Ghast. Okay. We'll play the Inquiry, draw 2. They get poisoned, which is great. We'll cast Experimental Augury, and now I need to find a Breath Weapon of some kind. So Cryogen Relic, is that good? I think we just want the Augury. Go to 2. Next turn we play the Saprison Scary. Still trying to find another Prophetic Prism. They corrupted Conviction, their Shambling Ghast, so they don't have a threat on the table. I won't be taking damage this turn. They play a Swamp, Carrion Feeder, and a Mesmeric Fiend. They can sacrifice the Mesmeric Fiend. Wow. They're going to Supernatural the Stamina it, so they can sacrifice it before the ETB, and then sacrifice it again before the ETB, making their Carrion Feeder a 3/3 and stripping 2 cards from my hand forever. Pretty solid. Here they want to sacrifice it again. I suppose this is a matchup where Moment's Peace would actually be pretty good in the sideboard to buy time. They got rid of my draw 2. Suppose they get rid of the Breath Weapon. That would be the best case scenario for me given their board state. They take the Experimental Augury. So we're looking to draw into a big draw spell. We find a Saprison Scary. Alright, I'll draw a card. There's the Insight, okay. Ain't over till it's over, I suppose. They play a Nezumi Link Breaker. They get in for 4. We're probably dead next turn. We have a Cryogen Relic. Okay, let's play the Cryogen Relic. This is interesting. I think I just Viviser's Insight. Draw. Did not draw Snap. Alright. Play the Cryogen. 4, 8. We drew a Snap this time. My opponent sacrifices an Escape Tunnel for a Swamp. They have 2 cards in hand now. Plays Perigi Beckoner, so that is lethal. We'll see in round 5. Round 5, we're trying to pick up a 2-3. It's been a little bit disappointing so far. We do have Pentad Prism on turn 3. That's probably one of our best cards in the entire deck. One that has a Burn Avatar, and they're on the play. Power Plant, though. Candy Trail. They're playing Eggstron or Altertron. If they're playing Altertron, Weather the Storm is insane versus them. It makes it so we can't really die. So we'll see. I'll play out the Peat Bog. Double Contentious Plan, okay. They crack the Candy Trail. Alright, my turn. Play a Woodlot, pass. Plays a Forest. This is definitely Altertron. I believe they're playing the Altertron list from the RCQ. Let's cast Contentious. Well, let's cast Steady Progress. Doot. We found Needle. Don't really need that. Let's play the Peat Bog. I was trying to find a blue source, but maybe I should have gone double Contentious Plan if that was my plan overall. Opponent will make 4 mana to cast a Boulder Branch Golem. Ooh, this is not at all what I thought was going to happen here. Let's cycle, grab an island, play the island, play the Cryogen Relic, draw a card, and then play a Contentious Plan, I suppose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Into blue for Cryogen Relic, draw a card, into Weather the Storm. Oh, I should have played the Lotus Petal. That was a mistake. I just forgot that was in my hand. Bummer. So my opponent is playing Big Guy Tron. I like it. I think I probably win this matchup, but I don't know. They crack for a red. I have to find my poison, of course. Gets in. We'll start. We found another prism. Finally, things are working. Land, tap down your creature, draw a card. We even found the Infectious Inquiry. I'll poison you. Play out the Lotus Petal finally. Make blue, cast Contentious Plan. I love that that creature is locked down here. Play a land, play another Contentious Plan. Alright, we're proliferating. Even have a snap, but don't really need to snap here. Augury, finding Steady Progress or Lorien Revealed. Take the Progress. Just chaining. I think I just cast the Cryogen. Maybe I'll... Yeah, okay. Pass. I think next turn I want to cast the Lorien Reveal to draw 3. Trying to find some more blue lands. When it has 6 mana in play. They can't do anything. Nice. Nice for me. Find Augury. Let's draw 3 with the Lorien Revealed. Another Pentad. Don't mind if I do. Play the Pentad. We will Experimental Augury. They're at 4. We'll take another Augury. Mostly because they are rituals here. So, can't really pass down free mana. Experimental Augury again. Another Progress. You go to... Let's put the Infectious Inquiry on top there. When it goes to 6. Nice. A Steady Progress for free. This creature is never untapping. You go to 7. We win the game. I like it. Don't really have anything I want to bring in. I'll resubmit. Okay, we'll keep. We have the ability to get some card selection with the Experimental Augury. My opponent's mulligan to 5. They play a map. I will play a Scary and pass. They play a Forest and crack the map. Likely getting a... Okay, they get a Tower. Play Woodlot. I'll go Augury. Finding the Prism. Proliferate and pass. They play the Tower. Candy Trail. They go top, bottom. Prophetic Prism, draw a card. I love playing Candy Trail before the Prism. It's so nice. We can just play the Prism and then play a Contentious Plan. Proliferating on my stuff. Play Woodlot. I will pass. Now, I'm a little bit afraid of them having like a Heritage Reclamation. They cast an Ancient Stirrings. They're looking for a power plant or a creature of some kind. And they crack a Candy Trail. They revealed a Boulder Branch Golem. Plays a Forest. Chromatic Star. I'm going to play out my Scary. Play the Vivisurgent Insight. We will proliferate a bit. A little disappointing that I have the my Vivisurgent Insight at the bottom of the deck. We'll draw a card with the Cryogen Relic and pass. I'll discard the Sandstone Needle. Maybe I should shuffle. They cycle a Generous Ent for a forest. They can now cast the Boulder Branch as a small creature. They crack the Chromatic Star for red. So I'm assuming they have like an Ancient Grudge. They crop rotation. Will we see a pirate boarding party? They can blow up my land. 6 mana. Plays the boarding party. Finding expedition map. And then they crack the expedition map. So I'll cast the Weather the Storm. I'll gain 12 life, get hit for 6, and go to 26. They're swinging in. My turn. Well, this should never attack again, so let's just put a counter on it. No thanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go Vivisurgent's Insight. Draw. We found Augury. I can use that hopefully to find the Insight. Grab a Lorien Revealed. Play a Lotus Petal. I don't really need to weather. I'm going to pass. Discarding a Peat Bog. On the following turn, I think I need to probably cast the Lorien Revealed to try to find my Vivisurgent's Insight. They have an Annoyed Altasaur. Okay, they find a Candy Trail off the Altasaur. They go bottom. Cracks the Candy Trail. Plays the tower. My turn. Let's just draw 3 first. There's the Infectious Inquiry. Make black. Play Infectious Inquiry. Let's snap the Altasaur. Untap. Contentious Plan will poison you. Doot. Alright. Now boarding party continues to not attack. I like it. All Experimental Augury looking for another prism. Found an Augury. That's about as good. Poison you some more. Play Lotus Petal. I'll play Experimental Augury. Found the Pentad. Could have also taken the draw 3, but I want to keep chaining this turn. Play a Pentad. Play a Steady Progress. I'll draw 3. Play another Steady Progress. Ooh, it was just a draw 1. My bad. 4/3 mana. Storm's 10. Let's storm off. Weather the Storm. Your turn. I love putting Storm on the stack. It's so sweet. And our opponent conceded. So we're going to finish 2 and 3. Not too bad. I think this deck is going to continue struggling against the faster parts of the metagame. But I always love to get in on some Poison Storm. I wonder if the Cryogen Relics are just not doing me any favors here. And what we could do instead. We'd have to consider what's going on in the current metagame. Maybe just going back up, changing these for 2 deep analysis would give me 3 more flex slots in the main deck. Then I could put in some number of breath weapons or, you know, whatever. What do we face though? We lost to Mono Red Madness. We would have to be able to bring in Hydroblast in the sideboard probably. All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this. I will be back with a camera in the next video, and I will see you there.